Man. People are finally seeing the light and not afraid to call out what Drake is. Drake is the chicken nuggets of hip hop. Meaning this: chicken nuggets by itself is pretty bland. Chicken nuggets are not good, really. Very popular, but really not good by itself without sauce. Chicken nuggets is bland as AF without outside sauce, without barbecue sauce, without honey mustard or sweet and sour sauce or ranch, blue cheese, whatever you need. It's not really good without sauce. And that's Drake. Very popular, but really the only way he's been able to kind of expand his career is basically sandbagging off of other genres, sandbagging off of people's accents, because he is an actor. No disrespect, but that's what he is. You know what I'm saying? He's commercial. He's not hip hop. When people talk about, oh, I love Drake, he's the best rapper. No. Best. Now, if you want to say he's the best pop artist, I'll give it to you. Have at it. Have at it. Drake is not hip hop. He's not. He's pop. People will literally used to tell me. I'm talking about people I have a respect for, who I love and who I have love for, and they'll be like, "Man, Drake is better than blah blah blah," and then I'll be like, "Okay, why do you say this?" Because if we're just gonna go off of numbers, then that means Vanilla Ice is the best rapper ever, right? But that's not true. It can't just be numbers. So what's the what is it? And then they'll bring up songs or the hit songs that he has, and I'm like, he's singing in those songs. They'll bring. I remember somebody was bringing up One Dance. I'm like, One Dance, that's not a rap song. He's singing in it. Like they'll bring up Drake tracks to prove that he's the best rapper, and they'll use like songs that he's singing in. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def. Let's listen to what he has to say about this. The video should be up. Let me see.
Is Drake hip hop?
Why are you doing this to me?
Fair use.
Drake is pop to me. In the sense, like, if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Commercial music.
Or it's you know,
music.
shopping with an edge in certain instances.
Fair. I like Drake's music, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Of course, I mean,
It's
get
commercial, entertaining, fun, good,
it's-
formulaic music.
It's likable.
Likeable music, yeah.
It's likable.
But is it? You know, I'm gonna leave you alone. We're gonna move.
So many products.
Like, is Drake hip hop?
Oh man, they didn't show the last part. It's like so many products, so many SKUs. Man, you hear this Drake track? This is awesome. Drake is commercial music, right? Now, I'm gonna say this. Look at these top comments for this. I'm gonna say this. When you see comments like, who the hell is that? And they're saying they're a rap fan, you basically have to dismiss what they said. And right here, they said, name 10 Mos Def tracks. And I'm literally like, dude, have you never... Black on Both Sides, the album, Mos Def. I don't know if it dropped in 98 or 99, but I've listened to it. When I was in high school, I listened to it. I wasn't in high school then. I'm just saying I've listened to the album. People have, they consider that one of the best albums, hip-hop albums of all time. I'm talking about iconic, you know what I mean? Really, in terms of to have a standout hip hop album in the 90s is not, that's not no small shit. You know what I'm saying? Mos Def is what you call real hip hop. Real hip hop. You know, this is one of the people I'm talking about. Doom, MF Doom did not collaborate with a whole lot of people like that. Mos Def was one of the few people that he actually that he was working with. That's how you know you real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drake is in the mold of he's the Kevin Hart of hip hop, right? I gave you the chicken nuggets analogy earlier, but I'll give it to you simply put. He's the Kevin Hart of hip hop. Now, clearly Kevin Hart isn't the best comedian in the game. He's the most. You could say, if we're doing a popularity contest, who's the most popular artist I mean, who's the most popular comedian in the world? Most people will say Kevin Hart. But when we're talking about the actual funniest comedian in the world, you're going to get a lot of different answers. Now, a lot of people are not, I will say most people will not consider Kevin Hart to be the funniest. Now, if you're one of those people that just go by name brands, maybe, but I'm just saying, most people, even the mainstream casuals, when they're talking about stand-up, your stand-up comedy, when you go to the show to see somebody stand up, most people are not going to prefer Kevin Hart. You're going to hear a whole lot of names before Kevin Hart. I'm talking about when it comes to your stand-up comedy. You know what I mean? And that's like damn near the basis. That's the basis of comedy right there. That's what Drake is, you know? And I want to say this. When we come to realizing that Drake is a fraud and not really what we make him out to be, I was a sophomore in high school when I came to that realization. This was around 2013. And I was just like, he's not it. And I denied it for so long because there was this kid in middle school. He was the only person, I got to give him credit, he's the only person that was like, nah, Drake ain't it, bro. And we thought he was a hater, me and my boy. I don't want to put his name out there, but we thought he was a hater. But as time goes on and I really started studying what Drake is and really peeling back the layers of what he is, I was just like, I would not put him above most in terms of rapping, but yet we're saying he's the best. We're putting him in the same breath as Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and these guys. No. And I remember even telling, I remember this other kid in high school. He was talking about his favorite slews of rappers, and he was talking about Vince Staples is better than Drake. And I was like, yeah, he's right. And people were shocked when I agreed with this dude. I was like, yeah, Vince Staples is better than Drake. There's a lot of rappers out there better than Drake. You know what I mean? Right now. And I don't even fuck with hip hop right now. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of rappers that are just better than Drake, just lyrically, you know what I mean? Skill wise. And on top of that, Drake needs help with the pen most of the time. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole other story. But, you know, when it comes to Drake, this was the story I was about to tell. I remember this is before Pusha T demolished him and Drake tried to erase his diss track from the internet. I remember in college, one of my roommates, I'm not gonna put his name out here, he was, because he's a big Drake fan, and I was trying to tell him, dude, Drake does not want it with Pusha T. I told him this in 2016. If you can find out who my roommate is, he'll tell you I'm not lying. I told him, I was telling him Vince Staples, this, and then I remember Pusha T specifically came up, and I was like, nah, if I'm talking about if push come to shove, I think Drake should just stick with his subliminal disses to Pusha T, and the rest of the people of good music, just stick to the subliminals and just leave it at that. If it comes to a full diss track battle of a battle, he don't want it with Pusha T. I said trust me on that. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. And lo and behold, like two years later, the story of Adidon, right? Because the problem with Drake with that specific situation, this to me this was worse. Well, this was really bad. In this case, Drake got greedy because in the normies, in the public's mind, Drake beat, I'm gonna put in quotation marks, Meek Mill. I'm gonna put that in quotation marks because Meek Mill was severely handicapped because at the time he was with Nicki Minaj, Nicki Minaj is close with Drake. So if he really went in on Drake, like there was way too much leverage on Drake's side. And on top of that, Drake knew that Meek Mill didn't really like him in the first place. So he already had that upper hand on him on that end. So Meek Mill didn't really see what he was walking into. And even then, I believe Meek Mill's War Pain track, I thought that was a good reply back. It was a bit too late, but I didn't really look at it as Drake. He beat him lyric for lyric, bar for bar. He just beat him popularity wise because the diss track went like so. He dropped it as like a commercial type track. So all of the radio people was playing the song, you know, back to back. You know, that was clever. That was clever. But because of the respect that he got from beating Meek Mill, Drake really thought he was untouchable. He thought he was that guy because Meek Mill is a real rapper, meaning he has street credibility in terms of the freestyle scene, the battle rapping scene. Like Meek Mill really used to be rapping on the streets for real before his come up. Like if you look at those old Meek Mill clips, when he was on the street rapping, that's good stuff right there. That's great stuff. Anyway, and when considering Meek Mill's status at the time, people gave him respect for beating a street rapper. of somebody that really came from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody with real street rapping credibility. But he tried to really go at Pusha T when Pusha T put that bait out. I forgot what the track was called off the top of my head, but it was that bait track that he put before it started Adidon. I forgot what it was called, the first one. And then he went on the Breakfast Club and he was talking about the track. And I'm like, this is bait. This is I saw that. I was like, this is bait. This is such bait. Hold on, let me put it on me real quick. I was like, this is bait. And then watch this. Then Drake was like, the nerve, the audacity, and blah blah blah, whatever he said on the I forgot what that Drake track, the diss track, the first track was called. I don't remember off the top of my head. He dropped that. Got a couple million views, whatever. But then the bomb dropped it on him. And that was it. To me, I mean, people don't understand how severe that diss track was. Got that picture of Drake in blackface, which he still hasn't really came up with an explanation for, really, in my opinion. You have basically dissected Drake's blackness, him basically being a deadbeat for real. I mean, the diss track was so bad, like nobody, knew about the secret son, whatever that he had, and what's perfect about it, the diss track was so bad, it forced Drake to become a father. Like Adidon, his Adonis, whatever his son is, he owes Pusha T like everything because he was. People don't even realize it. He owes because Drake was about to just be a for real deadbeat out here, forcing him to be a great father. Anyway, and on top of that, the diss track was so severe. That diss track, people don't realize, in like 2 weeks it was like in 2 weeks or literally in a couple days, that song had like 30 to 40 million views on YouTube in like the first month. This is no cap. This is not even me. Like, this is for real. Like in the first 2 weeks, it had 30 to 40 million views. Then the song got taken down. And basically any other, the only YouTube, they try to repost the track again. And basically now, the only YouTube channel that has the Pusha T diss track, the story of Adidon, he said once I posted that track, my whole channel got demonetized. I was like, here we go. Drake using his small hat powers, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. that was very Jewish of you, Drake. That was very Jewish of you to do that. I'm just keeping it a bug. That was some very special Star of David powers that you use to get that track basically removed from the internet where nobody can post a track. Not even really. I don't even think on Spotify you can find a track. Hopefully that I don't get myself demonetized for saying what I just said. But Drake, that was very Jewish of you. Anyway. Anyway. So, hold up for a second. Let me take this hat off. I'm pretty sure people are like, man, I can barely see this man's eyes. I'm sorry, guys. Drake, that was messed up of you for do that. To me, I can't respect you. I can't respect you if you do something like that, where you're getting a whole track removed. And people, it was because of the sip. Jay-Z didn't mind. That's not why the thing. And then on top of that, you go in the summer crying on LeBron James' podcast, talking about when you wish death. And the way Pusha T made fun of that. When you wish death on my producer. Tick, tick, tick. That he was talking about he wished death on your producer. No. He was basically saying you ain't shit without 40, dog. And you know that. Let's keep it real. You ain't shit without 40. Let's keep it a buck. And that was bait too. Because when you came to defense of 40, Pusha T goes on Joe Budden's podcast. It was like the information didn't come from Kanye. The information came from 40. And when he said once he said 40, and I was like, his bitch, I bet you. His bitch, I promise. As soon as I was like, how did they get the information from 40? I was like, don't tell me 40 had a bitch out here. He was he told everything too. Look, I'm gonna keep it real about myself. There are some girls out here I've been caught pillow talking with, meaning even though they haven't said anything about me, I've said information about myself to them. So it can happen to any man. But 40, come on, bro. You got caught slipping. You know these hoes belong to the game. Why are you telling them about Drake's business and stuff? That's because low key, the only way you really feel that way is because Drake overworking you, and really you should be getting more credit for Drake's success, and you probably feel like you're not getting the credit that you deserve off of Drake's success. And on top of that, this nigga dying. Anyway, Well, he is. It's not. I'm not even joking on the man. It's just he's dying. So, you know, and basically, it's not him wishing death. It was just saying a lot of the success that Drake has is off of 40's dying back, literally. So, once we pass all that, to me, that's the ultimate L. Drake thought he could take on a pioneer. I'm not gonna say Pusha T, not like a pioneer, but I'm talking about a respectable rap name in the industry. I'm talking about, when you mention Pusha T, you mentioned Clips, right? His brother No Malice, right? They used to be the Clips. That name, his name resonates in the industry. Pusha T's name has respect. This is why Drake thought he could go after him and win. Because if Drake had won the beef between him and Push, meaning he destroyed Push, that would literally elevate Drake, where basically even the street ninjas can't be like, oh, he commercial, he don't know what he's doing. So he wanted the respect that came from taking down Push, and that ended up backfiring. Now, when it comes to Mos Def, well, he's known as Yasin Bey now, but when we talking about the rapper Mos Def, right? And Drake, Mos Def is a better rapper than Drake. That's bottom line. To me, a better legend. And when we're talking about, best rappers of all time, I'm definitely ranking Mos Def over Drake. Drake is not even in. When we're talking about top rappers of all time, Drake not even in like my top 20. Like you'd have to really convince me. There's so many rappers like I'm talking about way better than Drake. You know what I mean? But people got to start recognizing the difference between commercial success and like actual results, actual pedigree. Kendrick Lamar has not only great tracks for the commercials, but I'm talking about his albums are classic. Good Kid, Mad City, that's a classic album. To Pimp a Butterfly, classic. That is a great album. Both of those albums are great albums. Great. I'm talking about will stand the test of time, especially when you're talking about Good Kid, Mad City. That is a classic. I mean, you can literally put that. It's a classic. That is a classic. Drake has never dropped a project even close to as good as Good Kid, Mad City. That is a great album. To Pimp a Butterfly is also a great project. When we talk about rankings, when it comes to Damn, to me is a great project. But To Pimp a Butterfly is a very deep album that it will go over most normies' heads. But I think Good Kid, Mad City it's classic because it has you got the hits. They got the hits on there, and you got the real hip hop on there. You got the ones with the message. When you talk about The Art of Peer Pressure, Sing About Me, these are classic songs on Kendrick Lamar. I mean, Drake he doesn't drop tracks like that, dog. And I'm not saying he's not good. He's just not at that level. And plus, we got to really think, because he did have help with the pen. Drake is in the mode of Jay-Z on that end, where guys like that, they have a lot of help in the background. I can't put you up here. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. And by the way, 80% of the rap game, most of them have help with the pen. So it's not really just like a mega diss towards Drake. It is what it is on that end. When it comes to oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you something. Since I have some time, let me show you something. Man, let me see if I can find it real quick. But this was somebody had made a post a while back, and it was a bit controversial, but I agreed. He made the claim that Drake has never dropped a classic album, and I agree. But I'm gonna let him explain it. Hopefully I can find it real quick. It should be all the way down. I remember what the thumbnail looks like, but I remember saving it. This was from, I think, June when I saved this video. June of 2023. I saved the video. Hopefully I can find it soon. Give me a second here, guys. Because I know exactly what the thumbnail looks like. So once I see it, I'm literally going to be like, oop, I found it. Man, I got a lot of, here we go. And this might be controversial for some, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Man. Because I'm even thinking about, if you give me Drake's best lyrical output, he probably had help on it. Because I've heard Drake switch styles so many times, come up with new things so many times, and then we find out he had help, or he's basically copying a rapper that he saw. He does that a lot, especially with the UK drill stuff. I can't really take that stuff seriously. But here we go right here. Fair use.
Drake hasn't had a classic album. I keep saying this.
Nothing Was the Same, I think, was a classic album.
No,
Top to bottom.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Absolutely not. He said, the guy across from him said Nothing Was the Same was a classic album. Dude, that came, bruh, no. Absolutely not. There was so many, low-key 2013 was a great album year. That was because 2014 was such a bad album year. 2013, there was a lot of people that dropped some nice projects. Even Mac Miller dropped a nice project that year, 2013. Born Sinner. That was 2013 was underrated. They had some nice albums that came out that year.
Name 3 songs off there right now, top of your head. Quickly.
Nothing Was the Same?
Yeah, quickly.
I am out to. Wu-Tang Forever. Too much.
Nigga. Did he? That's not no classic song. That's a very forgettable song, though.
Tuscan Leather. Come on now. That project slaps.
That was, you see, this is the problem. This is the problem right here. Let me just show you something real quick, because Drake has appropriated a lot of UK artists and then talking about those are my songs and then just put his name on top of it like he's DJ Khaled. Too much. That's the song was Sampha's. That was Sampha's song. What? You see, this is the problem. He already named a song that belonged to somebody else. He just put his verse on it. That was Sampha's song already. And Drake just put he diddy the song. He diddied it. He P Diddy the song. You know how P Diddy be doing? You produced the whole track and then he changed like the snare on it and then he said he produced it. That's what P Diddy be doing.
I'm not saying it wasn't a good project.
And that joint stands the test of time.
You think it stands the test of time?
Nothing Was the Same? Yes. You can go back to that joint and listen to any record on there when that joint hits today.
Drake?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I disagree. But no, Drake don't got no classic albums. If you guys want to say, guys, hold on for a second. Let's do a little bit of research real quick. Let's do some research real quick. Because I gotta point out some things about Nothing Was the Same. Because I remember those albums. Because people keep saying, "Oh, you a hater and stuff." Let me show you something real quick. Drake. Nothing Was the Same. Oh no. I mean, Take Care. That's what I meant to say. Let me show you the Take Care. Because Nothing Was the Same. That was pretty forgettable. That was a pretty forgettable album. Drake, Take Care. Yes. Because I know a lot of bitches love Take Care. They love that. They love that shit. Like the strippers, all of your favorite strippers, that's their theme. That's their theme music right there. Because it really if you actually listen to Take Care at the time, because I didn't really feel it like that, because I listened to the lyrics, he really kind of caters that music towards those lost strippers that think that they still have a chance out here in these streets. I got to do a music research show because there's some tracks I know from certain artists that this whole Take Care nonsense ushered in with, Tory Lanez, shout out to him. These type of Jackies, whatever that guy's name, all these people, Janae Aiko. Let me see some. Okay, I don't remember how some of these sound. Maybe when I listen to these songs, I'll probably remember the title that comes with it. But I'm trying to look. Okay, so Buried Alive interlude. That's Kendrick's song. I think it's an interlude. I think it was Buried Alive. That's Kendrick's song. Lord knows, I know for a fact that somebody else wrote that. I know that for a fact. Dude, the problem is some of these a lot of your favorite artists be hiring these freestyle battle rappers to write the lyrics for them. And the thing is, they'll make a reference, right? They'll make the reference track, right? Like it's an R&B track, but they'll make the reference and the rapper will steal the whole flow. And I'm not going to put the person's name out there. The reason why I found out, Lord knows, was somebody else wrote it. Or basically, if he didn't wrote it, he stole somebody else's flow for that song. It's because the problem is when these battle rappers or these certain people, they make their when they do their own freestyles, they can't help it. It's the same cadence. They're not they're not stealing. People are, oh, he stole from Drake. No, it's actually the other way around. What was I also? Let me see. Oh man, what about why was the ride? This is what I was gonna say. The Ride and where's the Crew Love, and The Ride. Those are the weekend songs. That was literally somebody else's song. That's what I was trying to say. Crew Love and The Ride. That was literally somebody else's song. That was the Weeknd song, and it was interesting when Weeknd decided not to sign to the OVO label. Drake was mad salty about it at that time. I remember. I don't want people playing revisionist history on me. I remember. Ay. But these, I don't, because if you really say, okay, what was the best track on this album? It was probably Lord Knows. But that I know somebody else wrote it. Like, this industry is interesting, dog. Trust me. People because like, okay, when it comes to like R&B songs, right? And stuff like that's forgivable, right? It's R&B, right? You have people doing reference tracks. If you do the research behind, guys like Static Major damn near wrote all of these people's songs and never Hey. I'm telling you, a lot of your favorite artists, it's literally somebody else's song. It's just they singing it, and people wondering why is his lifestyle different than what he's writing? Because he didn't write it. I'm telling you guys got to be careful out there. Drake is not hip hop, dog. He's pop at best. You got to look at him kind of like how you look at Justin Bieber or Trey Songz or Jamie Foxx. That's kind of how I look at Drake, like a less talented version of Jamie Foxx.